Welcome in, everybody. Sorry, I'm running a couple minutes late. I apologize. Welcome in, everybody. Sorry, I apologize. Welcome in, everybody. Sorry. Okay, so I can tell everybody can hear me okay. What we're going to be working on tonight is the necklace, and I'm also going to try to wire wrap a moon tonight, which is made out of shell, like mother of pearl shell. But this is the necklace we're going to be working on, if I can get it up here. So, we're going to be working on making a bezel for this necklace, which means a handmade bezel, so that I'm able to hook on this faux, this faux turquoise, which, by the way, I had already drilled a hole in this so that I could put a string through it if I wanted to, but then I filled it up with resin so it wouldn't be that way. So we're going to work on the bezel first. It is kind of a beginner, but it's not, so it's a learning process, but it's not that hard. So let's get this down on here on my metal hammer thing that needs to be sanded because it's just gotten rusted and everything else, but it's still pliable, it still works, so forgive me for that. The next time I'll have it all shiny for you. But in the meantime, we're going to work on making a bezel for this faux, I call it Bohemian, turquoise that I made out of polymer clay on the last couple of lives with everybody, along with these Malachite beads here that I'm showing you. Hopefully everybody can see that. So we're going to make a bezel for this to go on this necklace. That's going to be the beginning. So how is everybody doing tonight? I apologize. I'm running about, I don't know, I was supposed to be here at 8:30 and here it is 9:15, 9:20. Again, I apologize. Okay, and the other things we'll be doing is we'll be working with these, which I just love these. These are not normal beads. These are not round ones. These aren't. And we're going to take these beads here and we're going to wire wrap this mother of pearl moon, as I call it, but it's a shell moon. And these are tree desert beads. They're really gorgeous. They're not cheap. They're gemstones, as is the moon. And so it's all genuine. But the first thing we're going to do is create that bezel for the faux turquoise. So let's get to working on that. And then go from there. My beads don't roll away. Okay. So hopefully you have wire cutters around those pliers also, or a barreled type of round nose pliers to make your circles and stuff on your wire. It's not that hard. And we're going to make a bezel for this faux cabochon, folks. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your patience. One of my friends just said she'd see me live, but I wasn't live yet. So hopefully she will see me live because she is actually one of my moderators. So we will see where this goes as I create this bezel for this faux turquoise with the genuine silver jump rings and malachite, because I think they go really well together, that green and green. And I'm going to use a larger wire to create the bezel. And we're going to wire wrap this, folks, so we can make a bezel. It's going to be partial wire wrapped, and then the bezel will hook onto these two chains here. All right, let's get going. I'm going to start with I have a flat flat wire here, and we're going to use this to make our bezel for our cabochon, which I think is going to look great together. It's going to be gorgeous. Can everybody see that okay? I may have to move this camera up higher for you to see better, and move my light up because my light is right on top of the camera and I can't move it with it there. So I'm moving the light up a little bit, and we're going to get the camera up here some. And pull it back some. I'm trying to watch myself on my laptop to see where I am, where you guys are going to be able to see. Okay, so this is bezel wire, by the way, to make bezels, so that you can wrap your cabochon or whatever you're doing, so that you actually have a bezel that goes around it. Oh, and thank you for the new subscribers. To Nick Bell, who subscribed to my channel. Thank you for being a subscriber. I really appreciate that. Welcome in. Okay. All right, so now we're going to take this wire here. It's slow. It's lagging on my computer, so try not to get my shorts, my gray shorts in here while we're doing this. This really needs to be cleaned off, but it has been in boxes and everything. It's a stainless steel block so that you can hammer your wire to harden it, and this is what you would use. But we're going to be using this bezel wire here that I have in order to create the bezel for this faux turquoise cabochon with the Malachite beads, which do have handmade jump rings that are made out of sterling. So the jump rings and the beads are genuine gemstones. The cabochon is a polymer clay. I kind of call it Bohemian, as I say, teardrop, and it is made out of polymer clay, and then it's been covered in resin, and it's faux turquoise. This was all created by mixing 2 to 3 different clays and chopping them up. If you watch one of my other videos, which I will link to this video. Hi, Sophie Hernandez. Welcome in. Hola. Thank you for coming in. I hope you'll subscribe to my channel. I'm teaching how to create a bezel for my faux cabochon here. So happy to have you here. Thank you for coming in. Hi to you. And we're going to cut this. I'm guessing I have a measuring stick there, but I'm guessing that in order to wrap this, I want at least 6 to 8 inches. Hopefully the lighting and stuff is good enough. Let me pull my light down a little more here. Make sure this is lit up well enough so everybody can see it. I'm so happy to have you here. Thank you for coming in. All right. Hi, Sophie. Can you hear me okay? And we're going to make a bezel with this wire here. This is called bezel wire, by the way. You can buy this, and I have a rather large roll of it because I do quite a bit of wrapping and making my own bezels. Trying to make sure everybody can see that. And this you see in the background, that is a light that does the resin on my cabs. It's a UV resin light. All right, number 1 in here, Sophie. Okay. Please like and subscribe. It really helps. I really appreciate it. All right, let's get this bezel cut. First thing I did was measure it. And for this, because it's going to wrap around this bezel, it's going to be wrapped around it. I don't want to bend it until I do it. And I believe that this is going to, I'd rather have a little too much and have to cut it off than not have enough. And I'm going to use these cutters right here to cut this. There you go. It's not that hard if you have good cutters. I have two styles. This one actually, these are to go in further in on your pieces when you're doing wire work. And this is also like that. And then of course they do have ones that aren't as expensive that you can buy. But I like these two, and I actually, for that red set, I didn't pay over $10, so that was a great deal. Okay, so I'm going to put this right here in the center of my bezel wire because I want to come up on each side and go around. We'll see how well I do this because this has got to be wrapped on here pretty tight. All right, you bend this side up, follow the side of your cab. And then we're going to do the same thing on the other side. I'm trying to hold it in here while I do it. And we're going to bend it up on this side evenly. So I should have that pretty close. Yep. I'm coming this way with this part. And then I'm going to actually cut a little slice right here, Sophie and everyone, so that I can move the bezel wire down into it. Sophie, can you hear me okay? I did type in the chat too, just in case. And we're going to cut this right here on the bezel wire. Everybody should be able to see what I'm doing. I'm going to actually cut it at an angle and not straight across, sort of like that. And then I'm going to come over here and do the same thing on the other side. And I'm going to come a little further down. A little hard to cut, but not terrible. So that when I put this on here, it should slide down right on top of each other, just like that. Yep. And I'm going to use my other pliers here. I'm going to use my square nose pliers and bend this over like that and press it down. Just like that. And then I'll move it back this way. And as soon as I know this is going to actually fit this pretty good, I will cut another piece off here because we want it. I'm going to try to get it to match end to end is what I'm doing, if you're wondering. That's what we're doing. And this will be really pretty. This bezel is really nice. So we're going to cut right there. It's hard to cut at an angle sometimes. I'm trying to keep my hands out of the way so you can see. There we go. All right. I'm going to pick this back up. I'm trying to press it as close as you can on your bezel so that it fits it as tight as possible. So you get a nice fitted bezel there around the entire cab. All right. Try to keep my hands from cramping up tonight, which isn't always a thing, unfortunately. I'm going to use my bent nose pliers. Hi, Zoe. Welcome in. Welcome in. Everybody, don't forget to like and subscribe. There's more coming in the future besides this, but we're finishing up a cabochon that I made in my last two videos where I had created Faux Polymer Clay Cabochons, and then I did here I did them inside this oven here, this little white oven. You see it's a UV light. Thank you. It is Zoe. Am I saying that correctly? Z-O-I? Zoe? Zoe? Well, I'm glad you're here, and that's half the part. Half of it is the fun. Is the fun of it, not just, it's not all work. It should be fun. You should enjoy what you do. Okay. So I'm just trying to make sure this is on here. And we're going to do something. This is all done, and there's no way for me to hook this bezel to this without using some glue or something. So that's what we're going to do. We're actually going to cheat a little bit and use some E6000 glue. Yeah. If I can get the top off, everybody. I don't use this very often, but sometimes I do. Wow. So I'm going to take the bezel off of it, and I'm just going to, normally I would have a toothpick or something, but I'm going to do it this way. And then I'm going to pull this away because we only need so much of this. You need very little of this. And I'll tell you something. Ooh-wee, this stuff has an odor, so I'm warning you. Okay. So we're going to take the piece of the bezel I cut before, and we're going to take this and we're going to rub it, or we're going to smooth it along the edges, all the way around this bezel. And make sure it completely covers it. I may need a little more than I thought, but this stuff is thick and sticky. I'm so glad to have everyone here. Thank you so much. Thank you, Zoe, for subscribing. Thank you. It's going to be lots more fun. I've got more stuff coming where I'm actually going to be doing some total hand hammer and torch work. But at the moment, I haven't been in this, well, I call it my studio. I turn my bedroom into a studio. Okay, folks. So me and my cat, TMI, sleep on the futon in my living room because I wanted this room totally for doing the artwork and the jewelry. All right. A little gooey looking here. Whoa. There we go. Get this bezel again here. Try not to get it all over your hands because it definitely is sticky, folks. All right. There we go. Whoa. And I do mean it's sticky. I'm just holding on the sides a little bit, putting some pressure on there so that this will adhere to the faux turquoise cabochon. You need to come when I make some more faux turquoise so you can see how I make it. And you can look at some of my other. You can see my cat. Oh, can I see your cat? Star, kitty, kitty. Oh yeah, she's close by. She's back on my back side of my thing where she has almost knocked my shelves down there, those square type shelves. Come here, Star. You're being requested. Get up here, baby. Come on. Come on, baby girl. Come on. Come on. Come here. Come here. Oh, I'm getting her for you. All right. So you get to see the computer and her. I'm going to turn this for you to see her. All right. Say hi, Star. Say hi, Zoe. So nice to meet you. Mommy doesn't usually let me come up here. You can tell that look too. Like, she doesn't let me up here. She says hi, Zoe, and everybody. This is the manager. She's the one that controls everything. Yeah, she's a good girl. She's a real good girl. I adopted her in 22 in Panama City, Florida from Nine Lives Rescue. Thank you. She's so happy to meet you. She said, but Mommy says I'm not allowed up here. So I'm like wondering, what is she doing bringing me up here? Usually she's in the background. I woke her up, by the way. She looks kind of groggy. All right. And I'm sitting here in a pair of shorts and look like I'm ready to go to a cookout or something. But it's warm here where I am. I'm out in the hills. I live out in Georgia, by the way, now. I am originally from Virginia, folks. So my body is adjusting to this heat and stuff here, too. Okay, so I'm trying to get this. There we go. And then I'm going to press down on this side. Try not to get too much of this glue on my pliers and stuff. And I am going to tell you this E6000 does smell. It does have a strong odor, and I guess it could be toxic. I'm not going to lie. I can like rub it off like it's rubber if it comes out. Do I look familiar? I don't know. I might. I just colored my hair. I was all gray. If you look at my other ones, you either think I'm gray or blonde. So, yeah, so I've been doing art and stuff since '97. I didn't actually get serious about being online and having a channel and all that until one of my friends got on me and said, you really, really need to sell your stuff and teach other people how to do it. So that's what I'm trying to do. So for the last 2.5 years, I've been working really hard on it. Anybody else in here make jewelry, paint, draw? So I also do canvas and artwork. All right, so I think I've got that fixed. Now, here comes the fun part. We're gonna do some wires so that we can put a jump ring on here so that we can hook it on this necklace. This necklace is pretty delicate, and this is a rather large piece, but it's very lightweight, folks, just so you know. It's super lightweight because it is polymer clay, so it's not heavy at all. It looks like it might be heavy, but it's not. We're going to make this so that these will hook on each side here of the cab. I'm trying to get my hands back out of the way so I can show you. That's how it's going to hook onto this. You do? Awesome. So what are you into? Are you into fantasy, anime, portraits? Yeah, I got a friend, she's still trying to get my Gandalf off me. I said, well, I don't normally do portraits, but he's not really real. Gandalf is not real. He's just an actor, so. What do you draw, Zoe? I'm trying to hold this on, guys. Be patient with me. I'm trying to hold this on. And I am late. I am sorry. I was supposed to be here at 8:30. And I am running late because I was on the phone with a friend. And that takes me a minute to get set up because I have to bring my computer in here so I can see chat. And sometimes when I can't see it, I look here to see if I'm missing anything. Roblox game characters. Okay. Well, I'm a gamer, but I don't recognize that name, so you'll have to tell me. And see, it didn't show up on my computer. It showed up on my phone. Darty's World. Characters from Roblox. Well, I'm definitely going to check that out. I probably know who they are. That is so cool. Absolutely. Anything to do with games or gaming. I love to game, too. I started back in the days of, I had a Nintendo 64, and then I went to what? Xbox and a PS1. That was my last big one. And then, of course, the Switch now. But I don't have Switch 2. It's too expensive. I can't afford it. So, Zoe, do you have a TikTok channel where you can show your art? This is almost there. It doesn't usually take that long to dry, folks. I just want it to be dry enough so when I go to do these jump rings on it to make a way to hook it onto the chain there. Well, you need to. You absolutely need to. You need to go down there and start doing lives and show your artwork. People will watch you. Get you a following there. And do you have a YouTube channel? I know you said you just subscribed to me. So I will, as long as, what you have to do is like my video, and then it's going to take about a half an hour or later once the video's done, the live, just telling you, Zoe, before anybody can remark on it, because YouTube uploads it and they keep it private. Your mom won't let you. She's, oh, okay. Zoe, how old are you? I thought you were at least 18, because my videos all say no kids, but that's okay. You're welcome here. And I thank you for subscribing. There's nothing I teach anyway it's just that no one can subscribe if I make this. I guess they have some kind of children thing now. Okay. I thought you were a lot older. You talk really mature. And I don't know. I think we lost. I don't see her anymore. I think we lost the other lady. Where is she? In fact, she's not even showing up on the screen now. It's weird. Who are you asking if they have a wheelchair? Are you in a chair? Okay, let's work on getting the rings for the faux cabochon. Okay? So, I'll pull out some 18 gauge pair wire, which is what I recommend because it's pliable, it's soft. No, I'm not sponsored by pair wire, but they are a good company and their stuff does not tarnish. If you can't afford sterling or gold, it's actually one of the best ones you can go with. Oh, let me see here. Wait. I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking while I'm doing this, silly. And knocking stuff off my work desk. Okay. So I'm just laying these down here. By the way, these come from Chainmail Joe, because I also do 4-in-1 and I do a lot of chainmailing. In fact, in one of my things here, I did this. This is a 4-in-1 chain, by the way, which means 2 rings on each side with the center ring, Zoe. And I did it in these giant Chainmail Joe ones to teach people how to do it. Do you do chainmail? Oh, okay. Yeah, I'd say you might want to wait a little bit before you do that. So, are you into making jewelry, Zoe? And I don't know what happened to the other lady, but she disappeared. In fact, her name disappeared, which is really strange. She was in here. I'm going to look on here. No, completely gone. Oh, well. It says looks like there's 3 of us in here, myself included. All right, so I think this is pretty much, it's dried enough. It's not perfect yet, Zoe, because it will still move. So we're going to take these jump rings, and I will be getting some wire. We actually are going to do a tiny bit of wire wrapping, which means just enough for the top and a piece across the bottom to hook into these so that we can hook them into the chain with the Malachite. All right. Where are my other pliers? I have lost my other pliers. Oh, these will do. Okay, so this is how you open a jump ring. It's pretty simple. Am I up in the camera? Trying to see if I'm in the camera. There we go. And you kind of either push it forward or pull it back just a little bit to open that ring up. There we go, just like that. I'm gonna do 4 of these to begin with, because I've got an idea in my head how I want this to go. Whoops. And these jump rings from Chainmail Joe, they are definitely sturdy and strong jump rings. You don't have to worry about them coming apart easily or anything, and they don't rust, which is nice. That's what they make, like Knight in Shining Armor. Oh, okay. I'll see you in a minute then, Zoe. Glad to have you here. All right, so we're working on the jump rings that we're going to attach to the bezel that I created and put around the faux cabochon tonight, which is this silver one that I actually cut from this roll of bezel wire right here. Okay. Okay, that's 3, 4 now. And the rest of these we don't need. These are 1/4 18 gauge. These jump rings, and they're made by Chainmail Joe, which you can find either on Amazon or at their actual website. They have some really cool awesome stuff. Now we're going to actually make some 18 gauge jump rings, because they need to go, yeah, well, actually these will take those jump rings. What am I saying? Okay. I don't know what I did with my other pair of pliers, but we'll make it. Well, welcome back, Zoe. Are you into making jewelry, Zoe? Am I saying your name correctly at all? All right, so we're going to make some jump rings here. This is 18 gauge parawire silver. I'm using my hand here to work hard in it because I don't know where my nylon pliers are. And I'm going to be cutting this and making some more jump rings also. But we're also going to make sort of a ZL here for this cab that we're going to wire wrap just enough so that we can hook it to the chain. Okay. There we go. Where are my cutters? Here we go. And you can get these cutters, folks, by the way, for like, I think under $10. The red ones. They're actually pretty good. Sure. What's your question, Zoe? No, Star, you can't come back up here. You got to stay down. You know the rules. My cat. What's your question, Zoe? I'm waiting. Oh, let me look on my phone. It may not be showing up. Hey there, Sherry. Welcome in. Sherry's one of my moderators. Yeah, just when you click on my name where you've subscribed to me, somewhere later tonight after I've got this up, because it has to upload, Zoe, you can send me a message in the messages. Just say, hey, I liked your video. I was there tonight when you were live. And you can give me the address. Oh, okay. Zoe, don't make me do that to you. If you need to go, you go. And you can come back later because I'm going to be here just a little bit. Probably till at least 10:30. Depends on how great I can rap. Good. I'm glad you think so, Sherry, because I don't. I'm having to actually look on the Sherry, I'm having to look on the camera to see some of the typing because it's not all showing up in the chat on my computer. So I'm having to look at that to see everything. But that means you can see. You're my eyes and ears, right? See, because I can't see what she's saying. Yeah, I did thank her. I thanked her too. Thank you, Sherry. All right, so we're going to do just a real simple wire wrap here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it over on its back, which the glue is still on here. What? Not set yet. I'm going to take these pliers here. I'm going to sort of make like a Z. I think I'm doing this right. I'm going to make a Z, which means find the middle and bend it that way. Sorry if I'm out of the camera. Am I out of the camera again? So, and this wire is fairly soft, so I can do it with my hand. I'm gonna do this. We're gonna make a funky little kind of hump Z. Like that. And then I'm gonna take my pliers here. I'm gonna bend it back towards me. Like that. All right. I'm going to take this and sit it right in here like this. I'm not sure if I made it long enough. It's my problem. I'm going to flip it over. Take the pliers here. I'm going to make like a squiggly here. Like that. And we're just going to keep working that around. There we go. Like I said, it's not a fancy wrap. It's just enough so that I can get this hooked onto the chain. I'm just making some squigglies here. Like that. And then here, most of this is just decoration that I'm doing on the front. I have to do it this way. There we go. All right. Alrighty. So I know you came in later, Sherry, so just so you know, I have enough of this to wrap the country. This is bezel wire. This is what I use to cut, to put on the outside of the cabochon, which I love this stuff because it's so much easier. right. Now I'm going to come back around here on the back. And that little hoop we have there. I'm going to kind of twist these pliers to the right. Almost looks like a little foot, doesn't it? And then we're going to do it again, but we're going to do it the opposite way on the other side. Oh, no, we're not. We're going to do it in. There we go. I'm trying to, without my hands cramping up, I'm trying to get it to grab, is what I'm doing. So I'm going to pull this a little tighter here. So it's actually up on there. Right on it. I want this to go the other way. Sorry, folks. There we go. Take my needle nose pliers. I don't know, Zoe. What is your middle name? As long as it's not profanity, I'm fine. You know, Zoe, I wouldn't, if I were you, because it is a public chat room, I'd be careful the information you give out. Seriously. You need to keep yourself safe while you're on. Okay, so what we're doing is just some little designs here to kind of dress up the back just a little bit, not much, just a little. So like a little teardrop and a swiggly here with a few swigglies here. And that'll help hold this cab in along with the 6000. Like I said, this is kind of rushed, so I can't do a full wire wrap. Yeah, exactly. Are you still here, Sherry? Sherry is one of my moderators. She's an awesome person. Yes, that's E6000 was used for the bezel. And I could have done it all in wire. What's that? You can tell what? That she's a moderator or that I used E6000. Trying to get these pushed down here a little. And squeeze these together a little more. See, I'm trying to get this piece to get tighter around the back here. I can't see what she is saying or he is saying because, okay, it's the same. All right. Just making sure because it was showing up on my phone and not showing up in my chat. Sherry, are you still here? Okay, now we're going to do like a little swirly here to tighten this up. What we're doing is making sure that this bezel and all that stays on there too, so the wire does really help to have on it, because the glue alone is not going to help. It was just something so that I could set the bezel in place. I'm going to do a few more curls back here because I'm tightening this. I don't know if you can tell, but that's pulling those wires this way. And then I'm going to do this again up here on the top. and twist that. Sorry, my hands are in the way. I can't help it. I'm going to slide that down manually with my hands. And maybe we'll talk later, Sherry, so I can tell you a few things about chat that you don't know. Thank you so much, Sherry. I appreciate that. And actually, because you weren't here earlier tonight, I need to straighten this out. It should not be like that. It's not right. I need to unbend this. And then we're going to do some swirls in there too. Normally I would add beads to those, but I'm not. So if I'm hoping I'll get to this, I may not. This may be a next video. But I have, these are gorgeous, I think. These are desert tree, and they are real gemstones, by the way, and they're not round. They're sort of potato beads, but they're really gorgeous and they're really expensive. So they are not a cheap bead. I'm trying to get a few over here that don't roll off somewhere. But they're called Picture Jasper, folks. That's the name of these. I'm trying to hold it under the camera so you guys can see the Picture Jasper. I'll even put some down by this so you can get a correlation of the difference between that and the green there. That's funny, sure. See, Zoe, we need to get me up to 500 plus subs. That way I'll be able to give you guys little, what do you call it? Little icons and stuff you can use. So you're not stuck with whatever's just there. Okay, and so this is Mother of Pearl, but it's shell. And I have a bunch of these different ones. I also have labradorite in these. I wanted to wrap one of these tonight, but I don't think I'm going to get it done tonight. And of course, these have been hand dyed, even though they are mother of pearl. This is the way they would look without the colors. Thank you, Zoe. You're sweet. You're very sweet. Okay. Thank you, Sherry. That's only the half of it. You guys, nobody's seen what I do have because I haven't done anything like I should. But I have these. I also have these in silver. Remember, Sherry, when we were talking earlier about, I keep getting notices on my screen, about these that you use with resin. I have these in copper, antique copper, regular copper, and I have them in silver too. And these you can use to put resin in and stuff. I don't know, can everybody see that okay? I'll lay those there too. Just in case. And that's the one I'll be using with, just so you know, Zoe, the cabochon here was covered in UV hard resin. I'll hold this down here. This is UV hard resin. That's what that cab's covered in. When I go to use these, I'll be using a 2-part resin, which is very different than UV resin. And by the way, okay, so I have them in silver too. But anyway, we're still working on this. I wanted to wrap that one tonight with the tree jasper. I have these in flat beads too, which are real pretty. These are real gemstones, and they're called tree jasper. Okay. So we're still working on this. I made 4 of these gemstones here from Chainmail Joe, and one of them has skipped off somewhere. There it is. Yay. And I need to clean my block here. I'm going to have to use stainless steel or something on it. Ah, it's too bright, huh? You're so funny. Okay, so we're just going to do some more squigglies up front here. Kind of bend it, because what I'm trying to do, I don't know if you noticed, but these wires on the side, when I turn or do a squiggle or make a little hump, it helps tighten the side of the wire up. If you can see that moving, that actually is moving there. And then I'm going to take this one and bend it some more here. I'm having to hold this with my hand so that it doesn't completely come off. All right. And I'm going to pull this down a little ways on the front and the back. A lot easier said than done, I'll tell you that. And then this piece here, I have to get it to go on a swirly back here so that it'll hook to this and not come off. Thank you for your patience. And of course, Star is in here. She's telling me, are you not done yet, Mom? Because she thinks the office chair from my desk belongs to her. Oops. And oops. Come on now. This went too far up. See what happens when I'm paying attention to one thing and not to the other. There we go. Sorry, it takes a minute to do this part. And this wire is not super soft, but it's not really hard. Okay. I should have done this before I worked hard in it, and it wouldn't be so hard to do this. Okay. There we go. Yay. Not perfect, but it's there. I didn't want to have to add another piece of wire. There we go. Thank you for your patience, everyone, while I do this. That's one of the parts about wire wrapping. Like, I didn't do a full wire wrap. Thank you, Sherry. You're so kind. So, we need this piece. I need it to go down, but I need it to lay over like that, flat. Sorry, I didn't mean to break anybody's eardrums if anybody's wearing a headset. Okay, thank you for your patience. This thing just does not want to pull down for me. I'm going to try this. Turn it that way. Hold this piece and bend here. So I'm trying to keep it from going off because it's not a full wire wrap. Okay, there we go. I didn't mean to get it under the metal there, but I did. Okay. And I'm doing this because I want this further down, is what I'm trying to do, get this piece to go further down. There we go, like that, because I think that looks better. I don't know what you think, but I think it looks better towards the bottom. And this piece here, I've got to unhook it because it went up under the bezel. Yeah, it's one of those days. Yeah, what you have to do here is when the live's over, I don't know how late you stay up, Zoe, but it'll be all finished and uploaded by tomorrow. Excuse me. You have to come back and make a comment in the comment section, and then I'll know you were here, and then you just say I'm a new subscriber, and I will welcome you in and everything. And I'll put your name down because I do drawings for gemstone giveaways. Okay. Trying to get a little swirly in here. I don't know how good I'm going to get it because yeah. There we go. Ouch. That hurt. You know, it always looks easier than it is, especially when the wire's starting. This wire is starting to super work hard now because I've been pulling on it. So I'm using my barrel nose pliers, excuse me, to try to get a swirl in there. I'm going to press this down. It keeps riding up and it's going up under my bezel. And I didn't want that to happen. So I'm going to have to pull this piece out. Sorry guys, you're in here while I'm doing major surgery on this one piece of wire. Yep, of course. Yeah, I know I got out of frame. I'm sorry. I apologize. Yeah, there you go, Zoe. You're cute. Okay. Just so you know, Sherry, Zoe is only 12 years old. I have to tell her because she's my moderator. And I had somebody else in here earlier tonight and they didn't stay, so I don't know. Okay, we're rewrapping that. That's all there is to it because it won't take me that long to rewrap it. I did not like that at all. Sorry about that, guys. And I can't wrap it. I'd love to wrap it with the copper, but I can't because of the silver. it won't look good together, and I know that, so we're not going to do that. Okay, I'm getting about, I'm going to go a lot longer this time with the wire, so over a foot of wire. Can you guys see that? So I put my arm under there. It's from my hand to my shoulder. That's okay. She's been very nice, and there's nothing in my live that's gonna be questionable, even though it says for adults only, and it does. So I don't know how you got in here, Zoe. But welcome in, and I'm glad you subscribed. You're more than welcome here. Okay. So I'm not going to quite go with what I did before. I really wanted to do that Z look, but I guess I'm not going to do that Z look. I'm going to go around this way and around this way. And this way again. And then we're going to come this way. Okay. And then I'm going to give it a little bit of a design. Normally I would do a double swirl wire, but not tonight. It's too complicated. Okay. And we're just going around here. Some of it's for looks, and some of it's to make sure that the bezel and everything stays on here. It's really whatever your imagination can create. That's really what it comes down to. Okay. I'm going to do a little squiggly here. I'm going to do one there. One up here. One below there. Oops. Can't have that coming off again. I'm going to do one on the back here to kind of get some control over this. I don't want it coming underneath that bezel again. Okay. Okay. It should still be pretty. Maybe not exactly what I wanted. Oops. Can anybody see what I'm doing? I hope. Oh, okay. I got you. I got you. I don't care that you're here. There's nothing that goes on here except crafting. But I wouldn't tell everyone that, so if you're in here undercover, I'd be careful about that. Okay. So I'm going to put I need to bend this up just a little more. We're going to make like a hook here. Like that. A hook in the back. And we're going to pull this over because we're going to use this because we're going to go from the front to the back, and we're going to use those jump rings, and we're going to bring that necklace together by doing that. I'm just sort of doing a swirl here. And then I'm going to do one up here if I can get away with it. There we go. Because we're going to put that on the side. Sorry, I didn't mean to get out of the camera while I was talking. Apologize. I'm trying to show you guys. It's really not that hard. You can sort of go with what's in your mind about what you want it to look like, your piece. Okay. I want this piece wrapped around here if possible. If possible. It's kind of hard to do with your hands, but and you probably want to use a pair of pliers, not follow my lead on this, use pliers. Ow. Okay. And then I'm going to bring it to the back there. And I'm going to press that down and use a hammer on it, believe it or not. I think I made this too long. Just a second here. I did. That's why it's curling up on me like that. Because I made it too long. I'm going to do a little curl here, if I can get this. I'm going to use my, not the bezel, but my round nose pliers, which now I got to find them. Here they, yeah, here they are. Can tell I had some of my tools for a while. Okay. Just grab it right there on the end. And start turning. Just like that. Just like you would do on the barrel nose pliers. It's not going around like I want it to. There we go. Perfect. Sorry if my hands are getting in the way, I apologize. And I'm just using these pliers to press down on here too. Kind of squeeze the wire down so it'll tighten it up. And then this piece here, I'm going to turn this on this end because it looks like it should have a turn into it for me. And I'm pressing against that to tighten it up. Okay. Oh, okay, so you're using your phone, you're not on, you don't have Wi-Fi in your house, Zoe. So I usually run my phone off the Wi-Fi in my house. No, that's fine. Come when you can. I'm happy to have you here. Thank you, Sherry. I appreciate the compliment. Okay. So, like, I know it's personal, but if you're fixed income or anything, you can get Wi-Fi for half the price. Yeah, you're right, Sherry. It sure will. It will blow it up. It will use your time. Okay. I don't know if this is going to work or not, but I'm going to try it. I'm going to try to hammer the top part of this bezel down a little bit. If you've got headphones in, turn them down. That's another reason you really need to not only put the bezel on, but to have a wire wrap, because your bezel may come off. What do you guys think of the bezel wire? That's that thick piece of wire. My hands are cramping up. Your ears, do you have a headset in? Zoe, are you wearing AirPods or whatever? Sorry. Okay, so let's see about getting these jump rings on here. All right. So here we go with this. These, by the way, Zoe and everybody, these are real Malachite Gemstones. And these are jump rings I made out of sterling filled wire. That's why I said turn your headphones down while I was hammering. And I wasn't even hammering hard. You should have heard it the other night, Zoe, when I was using the Dremel on my other piece to get the resin off where it had been like this on the edge. I was using a Dremel drill, and I kept telling everybody, take your headphones out, turn your headphones down. I did tell them before. If I didn't, boy, I hope they forgave me. Okay, so we're going to use these two sets of pliers here. And I'm actually opening this much wider than you would normally do it, say, to do a 4-in-1. You barely want to open them when you make a 4-in-1. You mean crystal gemstones? I have those. Yeah, I do those. I do everything from amethyst to labradorite to quartz crystals. Okay, so we're going to get and I'm going to run this one up under there like that. Let's see, I'm trying to make sure I got the right side, because there's two parts to this necklace and each side is different. It actually has a left and right side. Okay, so I got to take that out because that is the wrong side for this. Okay, and then this one. Out of the wire, just messed up. Okay, I'm going to put a jump ring on this side. And by the way, I made these, the jump rings and the links, everybody. Okay, then we're going to open this one up a little wider too. Like I said, normally if you're doing a 4-in-1, you do not want to open the ring this wide. But I need it to be this wide for me to get it to fit in between the wire and the cabochon. Okay. Okay, so this is the right side one. There we go. I don't know if you can see, but I'm just working it up under the wire in the back. And then I'm going to close it up. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the other one. How did you meet your friend, Zoe? Did you meet him on the internet or at school? I'm going to take these two here. This is why I don't like to open the jump rings that way, because it's really hard to close them back. Okay. So normally it would make a little click sound when you get it back together. And you absolutely will hear it click because it goes and snaps right into where it's cut. And these are like saw cut. Okay. Hopefully everybody can see this. Whoops. Okay. Yep. Isn't that something? I closed that so the pliers slipped right after it closed. That is so funny. Oh my goodness. Okay. Now we're going to do the other side. Got that side there, and then we're going to do this side. I'll try to use this one I didn't open as much. I was going to put like 4 rings on each side, but I changed my mind for lots of reasons. Okay, then we're going to put that through the loop right there, like that. You can see that. No problem, Zoe. Are you still with me, Sherry? Is it showing up on my phone and not on the tablet or the computer? No, it's showing up. Okay, so now we're going to close this jump ring, folks. One is on the left and one is on the right. And what we did tonight was awesome. We not only created a bezel, but we also wire wrapped a faux turquoise cab along with these actual Malachite beads, which are gorgeous. And my thing keeps jumping off here. Okay. And grab this by the tip. It's a little easier for me than on the side. And then use my curved nose pliers to bring them together. There we go. I knew that was going to happen, right? It closed back together and the bead jumped off. Oh my goodness. I got to undo it. I'm going to open this back up and we will have this necklace done. It'll be ready to go up on my Etsy for sale. Reopen that. It actually jumped out of the jump ring right after I closed it. It's just crazy. Okay. Sometimes you have to use your hand. Okay. That's that side. And then we're going to do, I'm going to go ahead and hook this back on here. Right through there. Make sure I have this straightened out so I know where I'm hooking it to. There we go. I'll grab this. Come back a little further here. Welcome back, Zoe. Welcome back. Oops. My jump ring jumped completely out of the hoop here while you were gone. Just have to grab it on the side there. Bring this down. Oops. Oh, come on now. Keep slipping on me, guys. I'm sorry. There we go. Right like that. It made a little sound, which means it did click back together. Awesome. So there we go. I'm going to that's how it's hooked on the back, so you can see. And then this is what it looks like from the front. Which I think it came out really pretty, and I'll probably be putting this up on my Etsy. And by the way, my Etsy is, when you subscribe to me and you go to my main page where I'm here on YouTube, there will be a link right in where my banner is for my hippie bus. So you're able to go up and see what I have on Etsy. So I think it came out pretty well. What do you think, Zoe? I think it's really pretty. It's going to lay really gorgeous. In fact, we'll just put it over my head. You can see my ugly old butt because I'm not fancy tonight. So here's what it looks like. This is about an 18-inch chain. I usually like mine shorter. So, oops. That stuff's showing up on my screen. I don't know why. Orientation is locked. Rotate device back. Okay. Oops, sorry. That made me drop the phone. Anyway, I'll just hold it here. You guys can see what it looks like hanging from the front. With the Malachite beads on each side, of course, and the faux gemstone on the front wire wrapped. I think it came out really well. You like it, Zoe? And Sherry? I know, I just asked Sherry if she was still here, but she had some things going on and she had stuff she had to do too. So it might be a chance that she's not in here. She may have had to have left. Of course, with my kitty cat gangster shirt on, it looks pretty busy. If I had a plain shirt on, it would look better. But I think it came out really well, and it's gorgeous. I'm happy with it. It's going to go up in my Etsy shop. I will put it up here for $45, which is well worth it. Trust me, the beads, the silver, and all the handwork I did on it before anyone got here. Uh-oh. It turned my camera off. I guess I hit my hand on it, everybody. Sorry about that. And welcome back, Zoe. And usually what I do too is I have a piece here. I'll show it to you. That I put my stuff on. I'm going to hook it into my stove here so it will stay up, because this piece is not heavy, but neither is it light. I'm going to wrap this. Whoops. It came apart. It shouldn't have come apart. Okay. This chain that I'm using, by the way, is really delicate too, by the way. Super delicate. It's pretty, but it's really delicate. Give me just a second here, I apologize. My chain came off. So do you like it, Sherry? I'm glad. I thought you had left. I was telling Zoe I thought you had left. But from all the pulling on it, it pulled my chain off here. This is really, can you guys see how small this wire is? Sorry, let me get it over here. You can see what I'm doing, hopefully. I think I got it back where you can see me. Yeah. Lord. This is what they call a test, right? Thank you, Sherry. My hands are cramping up too as part of it. There we go. I don't even know how that came off of there, because I had this completely closed, this sterling jump ring. But these are handmade sterling jump rings, so they are not cut with a saw. I'm going to squeeze that really tight there. My hands are cramping up really bad. Okay. And we're going to put it on this. That's what I was trying to do, is I'm sort of wrapping it around here because I don't have a clip here. Normally I have a clip that I use when I do this. Let me try it. Yeah, and I just twisted it up. That's okay. I'm just going to get it up here so you guys can see it on this black back. Okay. I'm going to sit something heavy on the back here, if I can get it to stay up here for me. Hopefully it'll stay there, I don't know. It's slippery. And I need to squeeze that one side back. I don't know if you guys can even see that. I'm moving my hand now. Thank you so much, Sherry. I really appreciate that. Whoa. You guys, so Zoe and her mom collect crystals, she said. Well, you have to come in one night. I'm going to be wire wrapping some quartz crystals and stuff. So I don't know how well you can see this, or a few things I still want to tweak on it, but that's what it looks like on this neck piece thing when it hangs. I've got that sitting on it now, so it's supposed to be on here like this. I'm going to move my hand out of the way. Hopefully you can see this okay. So, as much as I hate to say it, Zoe, I don't think I'm going to make it to the second piece because it's going to be a lot more work. And my hands really are cramping up really bad, Sherry. So I apologize. I do have some health problems, and they just seem to be affecting me. I really wanted to thank everybody for coming in. It's been a pleasure. And thank you, Zoe, for subscribing. Thank you, Sherry, for sharing. And also, not only are we going to do, I think I'm going to do the mother of pearl in the next live. And I'm also going to do one of these where I actually add small seed beads. Wire this with small seed beads. Yep. It's just a stainless steel moon. All right, everybody, I just wanted to say thank you. I really appreciate you coming in. It says there are 4 people here watching. Wow. Guys, don't forget to thumbs up my videos and share them out and like them. And give this a couple of hours because it takes a long time for me to upload it, even though it's live. Even though we have been live, it still takes a couple hours or more to get up there. And so the piece we finished was the Malachite and the Faux Turquoise. And I really appreciate everyone coming in. And then, of course, we use the bezel wire. I use that bezel wire a lot. So if you're going to make bezels and you're not going to do sterling, you can buy that bezel wire. It's pretty reasonable. You can get silver bezel wire in different thicknesses, too. You can get it thinner in this. But it sure makes it easier to do a piece. So I just wanted to say thank you, everybody, for coming in to see me finish up this part 2 of beginners for the Faux Turquoise Cabochon with Malachite beads, silver jump rings. It's been a pleasure, and beginners. All right. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming in. Good night, Zoe. Good night, Sherry. I'll talk to you as soon as I get off here. Because I got to stop. My hands are cramped up that bad. So don't forget to like, share, and make a comment, folks. It may take this a couple hours to get loaded up where you can actually go comment there because your other comments stay here in the live, but the other one will help. So thank you so much. I'm glad everybody came in. It's been a real pleasure to help you and teach you. It's not that hard, trust me. All right. Good night, everybody. Have a great one.